All right, so move on to the next segment. We're going to pivot here to the world of basketball inside the NBA world. In this next segment, I'll be sharing my thoughts on the shocking news that occurred today with the Denver Nuggets firing Michael Malone. Now, obviously, this wasn't on the script for this week's episode. Um, I just couldn't believe that the news broke today that the Denver Nuggets fired Michael Malone. They also cleaned house and fired their general manager today as well. But what the hell, Denver? I was not expecting this being this close to the NBA playoffs, basically with a week to go. Now, I am honestly shocked that the Denver Nuggets fired Michael Malone with 4 games left until the NBA playoffs. We don't have a month or two to figure this out if you're the Denver Nuggets. The playoffs are here. They're next week. And the fact that the Denver Nuggets fired one of the best NBA coaches, and Michael Malone, this deep into the season is absolutely wild. Just because they fell down a few notches in the Western Conference, a loaded Western Conference, is not the end of the world. Figure it out with one of the best coaches. But it seems like the Denver Nuggets had a different direction that they wanted to go in. But Michael Malone, it helped the Denver Nuggets have the fourth best winning percentage over the last 3 years in the NBA, trailing behind the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Boston Celtics. Those are some elite caliber teams, but Michael Malone has done one hell of a job coaching. And speaking of the coaching that he's done, he helped the Denver Nuggets not even 2 whole calendar years ago win their first and only NBA title in NBA history. He's been here for 10 years. What was the problem now? So I'm looking at this, and maybe we'll get more news, but this guy has helped guys like Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray become superstars in the NBA. And the pick and roll game that these two have developed when they're healthy on the court is the best pick and roll game that the NBA has to offer today. So the NBA, I'm just looking at it, it has to honestly be the most unsecure head coaching job and throughout the four major leagues in sports, that being the NFL, the NHL, and the MLB. I mean, it seems like if you're an NBA head coach, you make a couple mistakes throughout the season and you say some harsh words to your player to step it up, and you want to coach the team how you want to coach, it seems like you're gonna get fired. And I'm gonna use somebody that got fired a few weeks ago, and Taylor Jenkins, former head coach for the Memphis Grizzlies. Why the hell was he fired this close to the NBA playoffs? What organization? I've never seen something like this before, where these teams that are top 5 teams in the West go ahead and just pull the trigger and fire their head coaches when the NBA playoffs are just a week or so away. How are we doing this? You're not going to see this in the NFL. You're not going to fire your NFL head coach if you're a contending team with championship aspirations a week or so before the playoffs. You're not seeing an MLB manager being fired weeks before the MLB playoffs begin. Why the hell is Michael Malone being fired? I think this is a bullshit move by the Denver Nuggets. It's very unclassy. And how can you just clear house when the Nuggets actually have a legitimate chance to win the West? It's not like they're a bottom feeding team scratching and clawing for a play-in spot. They're a top 4 team in the West. I don't know. I've seen it all with the NBA. I'm telling you guys that there's something going on that we don't know about, because this is not a normal move. Michael Malone is one hell of a coach. I put him in the conversation for being one of the best coaches in the league right now, with guys like Eric Spoelstra, Steve Kerr, and several others in the league. How is Michael Malone unemployed as I record this segment tonight? It does not make sense. And not only that, but again, the Nuggets have a legitimate chance, even though the West is so stacked. If Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr. are on the court and they're playing effectively, healthy, how the hell is that not enough to at least get to a Western Conference Finals? Something that would be something farther than what they did last year. But look, this man Michael Malone is underappreciated clearly by Denver. And the fact that he, for 10 years, built this foundation brick by brick to help them win their first franchise title in NBA hit in their franchise's history. I mean, I'm gonna give you guys an example of how much Michael Malone cared about this Denver Nuggets team. If you go back to 2021 when Jamal Murray tore his ACL, coming off that red hot run that he had the NBA bubble, helping the Denver Nuggets get to the Western Conference Finals when they came back on the Los Angeles Clippers from a 3-1 lead years ago in the bubble, and then Jamal Murray the next year unfortunately tore his ACL. Jamal Murray talked to his own head coach Michael Malone. You guys are gonna trade me, aren't you? I'm damaged goods. I'm no good to this team. And Michael Malone said, hell no, we're not going to trade you. We're going to keep you because you're one of our own. And embrace his other star player other than Jokic with a hug. And the rest is history because they went on to win a damn title 2 years later. I mean, what? Where's the loyalty? Where is the loyalty? I mean, I understand their last 10 games, they are 3-7. Cold streaks happen in basketball. Cold streaks happen in sports. And especially on a night-to-night basis like the NBA, it's going to happen. And especially if the team's not 100% healthy. There has been stretches throughout the year where Nikola Jokic had to put that Superman cape on, hold the team on his back, and have to worry about nothing but basketball and grind it out. It's the NBA. There's over 80 games. Not every team is going to be having a picture-perfect year where coaching is phenomenal. Players are healthy. It just doesn't happen all the time for everybody in the NBA. And I felt like the Nuggets hit the panic button by firing Michael Malone. That's just a move you do not do. You can't do that. You can't. Especially if you're a top 4 team. This is like basically, I'm not going to say it like that, but I'm just going to say it's a suicide mission for the season. Because what do you have to ride on after this? But hey, I think this is disrespectful. I definitely am shocked that Michael Malone has been fired with 4 games to go for the Denver Nuggets. But there's something that I'm going to say also before I end the segment. What's the future hope for Nikola Jokic? Now, this is going to trigger some people. And when this news breaks, when we get more information about why Michael Malone got fired, I mean, it's going to be even more insane because now Nikola Jokic is involved now because Nikola Jokic is the cornerstone piece for the Denver Nuggets. He's their star-studded player. And I feel like Nikola Jokic is going to want to trade out of Denver eventually because he's been the heart and soul of the Denver Nuggets. No matter the coaching, the front office noise, the players being injured and not healthy this year, this man is putting on his Superman cape, putting the team on his back at times. He's averaging a damn triple-double and could be closing in on winning his 4th NBA MVP. And he already helped the Denver Nuggets win their only title in NBA franchise history for the Denver Nuggets. So I'm looking at this. This man is done it all. He's in the prime of his career. And why would he want his prime years to be wasted in Denver if they don't get the next head coach that he likes, that's someone that can match Michael Malone's energy for what he did for Denver? If they can't get the front office, if they can't get it right with the next general manager, and the next general manager in the front office can't bring in the players to help Nikola Jokic win his 2nd NBA title, whether that's role players, another superstar playing alongside him and Jamal Murray, he's going to want out. And damn it, he deserves it because this man doesn't give a damn about anything but basketball. If you're not going to help him out in the prime of his career, why would Nikola Jokic want to sit and babysit some youngsters to learn how to be a championship contending team? Because let's face it, in a few years or so, they might have to split up Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray for financial reasons, and they might not be able to keep the core of Jokic, Murray, Aaron Gordon, and Michael Porter Jr. for much longer. So I'm serious. And the Denver Nuggets this doesn't make sense that they fire Michael Malone because I'm going to use another example before I close this segment out. Game 7 last year in the second round, when they were reigning defending NBA champions, in the second round, Game 7 against the Minnesota Timberwolves. If they actually buckled down and had good defensive effort, they might have went back-to-back last year. And I know the Boston Celtics were good, but hey, I'm going to call a spade a spade. The Denver Nuggets had the Boston Celtics number last year. They swept them. So if they met in the NBA Finals, it could have been 50-50, went either way, even though how dangerous the Celtics were last year. So I'm just looking at this, man, and you don't do something like this. I mean, I'm not going to say, I actually am going to say it. The Luka Doncic trade didn't make sense for the Mavericks, but in terms of championship aspirations, this might be in the same conversation for the Denver Nuggets because you basically just threw away a chance to get back to the NBA Finals without Michael Malone there. And I, I don't know, guys. I'm really shocked and flabbergasted that this happened. But those are my thoughts on Michael Malone being fired by the Denver Nuggets.